Renault own a 44% stake in Nissan. They just announced they're selling most of that, nearly all of that stake. And now Nissan has announced that they're selling about 10% of their global vehicle operations for $1 single. True story, not making it up. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back, everyone else. Thanks for tuning in. Nissan, I'm going to get, for the new subscribers, just want to bring you up to speed here. Nissan, they have started making the Nissan Ariya electric vehicle, which is not a bad car, very low efficiency, but it looks nice and the price seems pretty good. Of course, Nissan do make the Nissan Leaf. Sales of the Nissan Leaf have pretty much tanked over the 12 months. So Nissan has a lot of work to do to try to put itself in position to not go bankrupt over the next decade, because its vehicle sales have gone down enormously over the past 5 years. There's a huge difference between Nissan's current vehicle sales versus where Nissan were at 5 years ago. They're down about 40%. That's a big drop. Renault has seen the writing on the wall. They're dumping their stock. Now, Nissan have just sold their operations in Russia for $1. The thing is, Nissan have admitted that they've just lost $1.4 billion by doing this, by having to sell these operations. But the thing is, they only recently built these factories. They only recently invested into Russia. It wasn't very long ago. It wasn't like they set up there in the 1960s and it was just, it had just kind of not worked out and whatever. This is a big loss to the company, and it's a recent loss. And the thing is, Nissan they badly need cash to transform their business from selling an old product, gasoline-powered vehicles, to a new product, electric-powered vehicles. Now, Nissan says it will lose more than 100 billion yen, or $1.2 billion, by selling its Russian division, which has not built a single car since March due to the conflict in Ukraine. It's actually selling its business for €1, or about $1 to Russia. Back in March of 2022, Nissan's Russian division, officially known as Nissan Manufacturing Russia LLC, suspended operation at its St. Petersburg plant due to part supply disruptions caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In a media statement, the company announced it will transfer its shares in NMGR to the Russian state-owned Central Research and Development Automobile Engine Institute for €1. NAMI is the same firm which purchased the 68% stake in Russian carmaker AutoVAZ, parent company of Lada from French company Renault, coincidentally part of an alliance with Nissan and Mitsubishi for only $1 in April of 2022. So Nissan says it expects to incur a loss of about $1.2 billion when it announces that sale. Since opening its St. Petersburg factory back in 2009, Nissan produced models such as the Murano, the X-Trail, and the Qashqai SUVs for Russia, Kazakhstan, Belarus, Lebanon, and Azerbaijan. So they don't just make cars in this factory in Russia for Russians. They're making them for Russians, Kazakhstan. They were making these cars for Russia, for Kazakhstan, for Belarus, for Lebanon, and Azerbaijan. So it is a pretty big loss considering they only actually built this factory, built this business in Russia back in 2009. This was only 13 years ago. Now, Nissan has announced its current Russian employees will be guaranteed employment under the new ownership for 12 months, while the Japanese carmaker also has the option of buying back the business from the Russian Institute within 6 years. Now, I'm not sure how that would work. I don't imagine the Russian Institute would be wanting to give it back to them for $1 though. At the same time though, last month, Japanese carmaker Toyota, the world's biggest carmaker by annual sales volume, announced it would also be exiting Russia, having suspended local production of its vehicles in March of 2022. Now, last year, Nissan actually made a small profit on its vehicle division. But for the previous 4 years in a row before that, it made a loss for 4 straight years. So it's not actually in the best financial position right now. But even more concerning for Nissan is the fact that the majority of its vehicle sales are actually in China, number 1, the US, number 2, and a long way back in number 3, Japan. Now, like I said, its vehicle sales have gone down significantly this year in China and in the US. And that's in comparison to 2021, which was their worst year for more than a decade. In 2017, for example, Nissan actually sold 5.8 million vehicles worldwide. In 2021, that number was 3.88 million. So they were already down last year by about 40% on where they were at only 3 years ago. Now, this year, it's fallen even further. And then they just announced, now to put insult to injury, Renault have just said they're selling about 80% of their stake in Nissan, which is 44% of the company. I mean, this is essentially a fire sale. So, of course, this will definitely bring the value of the stock down. So things right now are looking very, very challenging for Nissan over the coming decade. I hope personally that they can transform their business into an electric vehicle company as quickly as possible so that they can stay in business. I don't believe that's their intention to do so, but you never know. It could happen. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Where is Nissan going over the next 10 years? Will they still be around? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.